It's the Marty Show. Hello and welcome to the Marty Show. I'm your host, Zardeth. In the early 80s, Marvel Comics was trying to figure out what the next big thing would be. Star Wars, Kung Fu, motorcycle, stunt performers. Marvel did it all. And so was born Crystar, the Crystal Warrior, a hero made of crystal fighting a horde of molten lava men. Whoever pitched the idea probably thought this would prove to be an instant mega success. Of course, it wasn't, and one wonders why. Crystar was created and owned by Marvel Comics, and then they licensed the concepts to toy company Remco, who then put out a totally forgotten line of crystal-based action figures and crystal-based accessories and vehicles. Oh, and a bunch of coloring books published by Marvel itself. And now, get ready for seriously plodding feature-length fantasy the Marvel way, the Saga of Crystar. Here we can see some nice painted artwork on the cover. And let's have a good look at it. It's a pretty nice cover. It doesn't make your eyes bleed or anything. And that was confidently distributed by Marvel Entertainment Group. Let's have a look inside. The Sundered Throne, written by Mary Jo Duffy and artwork by Brett Blevins. These are our two main guys, both brothers and princes. As a mysterious stranger heads for the castle, our story opens with a bit of brother-on-brother wrestling in the throne room. Action right off the bat. Anyway, they are the princes of the kingdom of Galax on the planet Crystallium. One is Crystar, the other one is Moltar, and you can already figure out who the good guy is and who will turn out to be a murderous a-hole made of molten earth. After a fair bit of time spent in the throne room, we get to meet some kind of doomsayer who shows up to tell us about some kind of lame prophecy, the totally cliched kind of prophecy we always see in these kinds of fantasy stories. Basically, the kind of prophecy we usually get a double page spread out of. This time it's about a demon lord who is also chaos and who is also on the cover of issue 8 and is now Glenn Danzig's official logo. Anyway, he was defeated, the demon, not Danzig, and promises to come back and make sure crap hits the fan yet again. And by doing so, putting brother against brother, to no one's surprise. The mysterious unknown stranger, or the mysterious doomsayer, turns out to be OGO'd, a mysterious unknown super wizard with a geological name. So a couple of weeks later, we're back with the dudes we met earlier in the throne room, and things are boring for a while. Then another mysterious glowing wizard appears, and our friends react with a very casual, "Oh, who is he?" He says his name is Zardeth. Then they ask him if he's a bad guy just to make sure, and he tells them he sure is. He's quite obviously a bad guy, but they have to ask, just to be polite. And guess what? He is evil. It's kind of nice to see a bit of honesty coming from a bad guy here. It's a bit rare. He ends up getting shot with an arrow in the eye by a guy called Warbo, who gets shot in the eye in return as well. So then the prophecy comes true. Moltar wants to join the Lord of Chaos and Zardeth, and Crystar wants to be a goody two-shoe because he's our hero. On the other hand, as the situation worsens, our hero Crystar attempts to kill his brother. Yup, that's our goody two-shoe. But then, Moltar stabs him in the gut. Yet he is caught in the act by the guards, but they bow down to their new master, and Crystar is rescued by some of his friends and finds himself away from the throne room. We then spend a lot of time there. Well, actually, we spent a lot of time in the throne room so far. It's like the only setting. Geode, the super duper wizard, shows up again in a flash of light. He uses his power to heal Crystar and turn him into a man made of crystal, and then showers the castle with crystal rain, which makes Moltar and his cronies flee in fear and go to the evil wizard's place, which is not the best idea because once they get there, they take a molten lava bath and it turns them into a bunch of crispy looking lava monsters. Meanwhile, back in Galax, Crystar has come out of the prism crystal and now looks like Crystar, the Remco toy crystal warrior. So basically he looks just like the toy here. Then Moltar, and his crispy men attack Galax and set the Crystal City on fire. But a bunch of crystal dudes on crystal dragons arrive to save the day. And then a big battle ensues. And during the battle, Crystar and Moltar come face to face and tell each other how much they don't like each other. As Crystar is about to get strangled, Warbow shows up with his trusty bow. As they see him, the Molten Men and Moltar flee and retreat to the bowels of the earth to make a better plan, or something. And hey, it's Crystar's uncle, who is now a half crystal and half magma dude. This is kinda better, I don't know. And then Ambara, the only female character we saw earlier in the throne room, suddenly wants to be Crystar's girlfriend, while Warbow looks in disappointment. See, he has a crush on Ambara, but she only has eyes for Crystar. The end for now. What a story. What a bummer for Warbow. Well, I hope you enjoyed this overview of Crystar number 1 and see you next time.
Thanks for watching.